Hey, YouTubers, it's your boy Domination. This is back in the basic. You're gonna do this is how we do text, baby. Man, I know it's back. You know what it is. It is. Real men rise up, fake men rise down. Real women rise up, fake women rise down. Brought to our preacher, preacher, and preacher. And today's topic we're gonna talk about is the only place you're gonna get it. Only place you're gonna get it. Only place you're gonna get it. Only place you're gonna get it is right back in the basic. You're gonna do this is how we do text, baby. Man, I know it's back. You know what it is. And today's topic we're gonna talk about is. I want to talk about the civil rights movement. I really want to talk about this because you know uh Lex Will, I saw your video and you was talking about this is our home before Christopher Columbus. Yeah, we everybody knows black community we was out here. You know, I don't want to hear about this African. I mean, going back to the motherland stuff. I hate to say it, fuck the motherland, because let's be honest. You got to ask yourself, why there's so much divide between black Americans and African Americans and Africans? It don't make no fucking sense. You don't hear Asians saying what's the difference between Asian, an Oriental, or Chinks. You don't hear white people say what's the difference between Caucasians to Europeans to white trash whites. You never hear Latinos say what's the difference between Latino and Latins and Spaniards, Spanish, because that's close to European. Even though it's close to Africa, let's be for real. Let's be fucking for real. You never hear about Muslims. What's the difference between Muslims and non-Muslims? You never hear Jews saying what's the difference between a Jew and not a Jew. See, you see what I'm getting at? You see where I'm going with this? I don't care what nobody said. America is my home. But you never hear Native American, what part of tribe Native Americans they are, what part of the tribes, or what part of if they certain part of the tribe of the Native Americans, or part of not the tribe of Native American. But you see what I'm getting at? America has always been our home. And I hate when these so-called ignorancy, these closed ignorant ass minded, because they so damn ignorant. These people don't know what the hell they're talking about. They full of shit. So fuck a racist what they have to say, or beat they fucking ass. Because they get out of line sometimes. They go too far. But this is what I'm talking about. This whole civil rights thing, I said, it gets on my nerves. It's like we beg these people to love us. And it bothers the fuck out of me. We're getting played. And it's not just from other nationalities. Our own damn people sold us out. Thanks to Jesse Jackson with the term African American. But I want to ask Jesse Jackson, no disrespect, you're an elder, but Jesse, what the term African really meant? Are we saying we're conquering American? We are conquered people. We don't conquer anything, because that comes from the Royal Agenda for the Third People War for African Canada's. How many Africans know this? How many whites know this, or African Americans know it? A lot of them don't know this. I bet you Asians don't know this. Latinos, none of them don't know this. That's why they need to look up these certain ethnicities. Just like the term Caucasian. Caucasian is the Caucasus Mountain, but it's close to Asia. You see what I'm talking about? Do you see what I'm talking about? From to North Caucasus to the South Caucasus. The North and the white people, that's good, and the North of white people, that's good, and the South Caucasus of white folks, that's bad. You see what I'm talking about right there? That's like saying East Africa and West Africa. East Africa is good and West Africa is bad, because that's close to European, especially West Africa. You see what I'm talking about? You see what I'm saying? Even though Ethiopia is close as European, close as black than you think. I mean, come on. America always been our home. People have this controversy what the term America really meant. It's come from an Italian guy. His name is Amerigo Vinci. He the one came up with the term America, but it started after him before Christopher Columbus. Let's be honest. Let's be honest for real. Let's be honest here. How many people that don't know that? People thought Christopher Columbus accomplished anything, but let's be. Only thing he accomplished is the Caribbean islands. That's the only thing he overcome those countries. But he never went over there in America. Probably later, it named after him to accomplish that he did. Let's be for real here. If you study European history, you finally get, and then you study black people, because all they look at black people as stolen Africans. We were stolen. We were brought over here. But we've been hearing about that story so many goddamn times. Then, okay, where are the slave ship? People have the right to know because people ain't gonna believe the story much longer. That's why they put all these damn racist ass these damn slave movies. Why is it that in every movie, when black people make a movie, they make a fucking slaves, but don't even know the actual term slavery really meant? Slavery is another word for Slavic language. From the goddamn Russians and the fucking Ukrainians. How many people know that? They don't know this because they don't even look at their research or doing a lot of reading. They don't know this. And the ignorant ass white brothers and sisters don't know this. They won't tell you this. They will not tell you. I feel ashamed for some people out there, even from whites and Asian, everybody else, that don't know where they actually come from. But that's the school public system fault, because they should have taught them this. This is some bullshit. All civil rights is based on civil war between the conquerors of the North or the South. That's all it was. Between the North Caucasus and the South Caucasus. That's what that shit is about. And every other ethnic group participate with that shit. What is North? That's North America. What is South America? What is North? Where's North America? That's the North Pole. What is South Pole? The South America. What is East? East is over there in East, basically Asia or basically Africa. What is West? West is Europe. A lot of people don't know this shit. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. You got people in Australia that live right close to Africa between Asia. I mean, let's be for real here. Why we don't ask questions like this? But you know what? I can't get mad at them because we've been conditioned all our lives, the stuff that we saw on TV. And I'm going to say, fuck the NAACP and fuck the civil rights movement. Because how about that? Because, look, I understand they have voting rights. They want to be as American citizenship. I understand that. And that's probably why people want to come America over here. And help and remains to build Africa. But every time I go into my community, I don't see no people building no businesses because they figured that some of our folks don't want nothing. But we get mad at people like Oprah and Bill Cosby because you're gonna fuck it up for them. And look, and that's Bill Cosby karma. He should have never said it in mixed company. But I say to my folks, you gotta admit, something Bill Cosby is saying is true. We do need to clean up our acts. And we can't get mad at everybody else. But nowadays, people get an attitude if you tell them how they dress, how they act, and how they talk. Because they think you're trying to control them or tell them what to do. Instead of telling them what to do, show him what he's supposed to. He can learn it from his own. It takes some time. But I'm going to say it like this, man. We need to stop with the lies that we've been taught for years. You got Martin Luther King died for nothing. I respect Martin Luther King, regardless I don't like what he did or not. That man was a great honor man. He was. I give it to him for the whole civil rights. That's when civil rights was being serious now. But now, that's when it been serious back then. But now it's just not. Let's be for real. NAACP, don't get me started with them. Don't get me started with NAACP. Because you need to ask yourself, you got people been marching for nothing. Now, there are white people did march with black people, and that's good, and they did. And back then and now, they did that because they went through the same thing into their hometown. Why you think Caucasian got out of Europe and try to find something better for their lives? Shit, there was stuff going on over there in Asia. From imperial war state. I used to study this kind of stuff when I was at school. They didn't teach us some of this stuff. They teach some of it, not a lot. But you gotta ask yourself, man, you gotta ask yourself this. What's the cause of slavery? Because why are they teaching us this at school? What it means to be a Caucasian, what it means to be a Negroid, what it means to be a Mongoloid. Caucasoid, Negroid, and Mongoloid. They teach us this bullshit. What they're trying to say, if you don't fit the certain racial and racial type, then you're not these typical race. You're not Caucasian. You're not a Negroid or Mongoloid. But you see what I'm talking about? But you see what I'm talking about, man. That how many people that know that the Ku Klux Klan that actually did some to some of my folks, they actually were the fucking original fucking Knight Templars. That explains by their fucking symbols. With the fucking red cross. I don't believe this shit. You mean to tell me these group of people that's wearing bed winching sheets and they out there hunting and shit? I ain't scared of those bastards because they evil. They are fucking evil. They are no different than these so-called Black Panthers. They evil too. And these so-called Nation of Islam, they're fucking joke. And don't get me started with Black Israelites. They out there reading the fucking Bible and claim that, well, black people are Israelites and so is Asian. Oh, okay then. Okay, so that means Asians and whites are the Israelites too? Because they also, well, but they try to say they're not. Then what is it? See, that's why, man, I believe in God in a certain extent, but at the same time, you got to be careful when you reputation of the Bible because it manipulates a whole lot of people. I hate when Catholics doing this in their churches and these black churches. I hate when all these different ethnic groups, they want to blame somebody. People got to take the direction of their own action. And then you got the Aryan Brotherhood. They a motherfucker joke. I was watching a movie called Supremacy. It was about a white dude and his woman. He got out of jail. And I don't know if it was his sister or his woman or what. And Danny Glover was in this damn movie. Danny fucking Glover. And there was a true story about, come on, the areas that think they tall, blonde, and slender, come on, they're nothing but a criminalization like Crips and Bloods. Don't get me started with that. But they're a criminalization of hate groups. Fuck them. You mean tell me I got to be friends with these bastards? Because if somebody fuck with their race, they wouldn't like this shit. They would not go for it. Because they know what it feels like. All people in ethnic groups need to stop erasing people, period. I don't call other ethnic group names. As long as you don't call me names, I'm not going to call you no names. If you can't respect me, then I can't respect you. If you don't respect yourself, and I can't respect myself, you see how guilty how people been built. I'm telling you, the problem is, dude, man, I get what you're saying, but all racism is a color system. It's a cashing in, cashing out, milk it in, milk it up, milk it down. It's a system, man. That's all it is. And we got to thank the leaderment people for it, because the people who out there playing these games, and we need to stop making these fucking movies. Because all they do is create the repeat of the same cycle that we can't even get ourselves in. And they couldn't even get out. Shit. But get the Klan and skinheads talk about white slavery. They will never talk about it. They fucking afraid. They probably the ones behind it. They will never talk about that. They even enslaved by the fucking Arab. That explains why whites and Arabs did not like each other. Because Whites felt like they don't share the same belief share the same original belief as much as them. They believe in Christian and they believe in Allah. You see what I'm saying? You see the conflict there. You see the conflict there. I'll tell you, we've been lied to for years, and I hate to say this, even white people been lied to. From their own people lie to them, telling them, okay, you're Aryan. And that's Hitler they need to blame. Because Hitler was the disgrace of Europe, his own country, and his own people. And they still celebrate the man's holiday? What the fuck Hitler ever done for the white community? Not a damn thing. I would say that JFK did a lot for his community, even so-called fucking Abraham Lincoln. Even White Panthers, they did a lot, even though they wasn't seen like hate group. They were seen they want to smoke pot all day, enjoy the grace of peace. Now I did select the Black Panthers at that time, but the problem is they fuck up the authority of not collaborate with police power to keep the peace between the police and the people. So what does that tell you right there? Look how it's set up over there in the suburbs and urban. Look how it's set up. From the lower class system is black and the higher class system is white. You see how it's set up? And we don't see the game for what it is. And I'm going to say, you so-called ignorant white brothers and sisters, don't think these other races ain't going to turn on you. You can join with them all you want. Y'all gonna end up like that white dude got fucked in the ass by the damn imprisonment from so-called Aryan Brotherhood. And I feel sorry for that white dude. Because he told them not to sell no drugs for the Mexicans. They did it anyway. They making the money. If a black person sell drugs to Mexicans and whites, they're gonna do it anyway. Even a black person tell them not to do it. We only sell it to our own. They sell the drugs to their own. They own. You see how it's set up. Because it showed me right there, racism is a color system. It's a cash out system. If you don't believe me, they put 2 parts of 4 different parts of 5 different parts of racism and put them a pile of pit and make them fight like 2 pit of fucking dogs. Make them fight, turn against each other. They don't see for what this bullshit for what it is. And they better look at this because that's the system did this. They did this. They tell everybody, oh, they was affiliated by apes. The only reason why they say that, because Africa's surrounded by fucking apes. That's why they buying this theory. But the thing is, they won't even want to talk about vitiligo. They won't even talk about vinylism. How come white brothers and sisters don't talk about that? And so is so-called black brothers and sisters. How come they don't talk about that either? That tell you how full of shit they really is. That tell you right there. They don't want that. They don't want to see other ethnic groups come together. They don't want that. Because sooner or later they're going to find out they come parted from each other from the same family tree to the beginning and over there in Africa. All the way to the goddamn to Europe, to Asia and Australia. To all the way to South America, to North America. You see how the connection's there? You cannot tell me. It's a 5-class system. If it's not, but they make a 2-class or maybe 3-class system of certain levels that you got to be. From rich to poor to middle class. Everybody's at the middle of 2 class when you got to knock two different broken in out of door, out of walls. Come on, man. Look how it's set up. Oh yeah, AACP, man. They don't fool me. AACP, come on, man. Let's be for real here. If you're African American, you're basically saying I'm conquer American. If you're Black American, basically you whiten or you bleach. No, if you Black American, you indigenous people of the land, the real natives. Come on now. If you're African American, you basically are it means bleach or blah or whatever. It means whiten. Look at the definition. I even heard a brother said this. If you're African, you're part of the same bloodline from connection of the family tree with the original humanity every race started from. Everybody knows this. People ain't fucking dumb. People ain't stupid. Don't tell me these so-called racists don't know this, even if they believe in God or not. These gangbangers, oh, they know it too. Where do you think the concept of Crips and Bloods came out? They just don't know. You're wearing the descendants from Esau to Jacob. I studied the Bible. Okay, I studied it. Even if people don't believe in God or not, I studied it. You need to study it too. If you so-called that you're Christian. Hey, if people don't believe in Christian, hey, I understand. But you can't make somebody who don't get along with somebody. Let them be ignorant. Let them stay in their own world. Half of them going to be dead in jail anyway. Half of them just act like that because they don't want to see nobody happy. Why you think people commit crimes for some reason? They ain't just be doing it, just be lack of doing it. They doing it because they only kill people for happiness. They don't want to see nobody happy because they're not happy with their own self, their own self-esteem, and not have high self-esteem. But the people they put down, the ones that feel braced, that feel good about themselves, that's the person they want to put down. But the people who feel their worth and all that, that's the person they love to be embraced. Look, I don't look down on anybody. Only time you look down, I look down on people when you look down towards yourself and everyone else. If you got to look down towards every people, you got to look at yourself sometimes and say, what the hell I do? Why I act this way? I can't know what they're thinking because they don't give a damn what it is. Look, don't get me wrong. Civil rights did some good things at that time. But what has civil rights ever done since then? They did something right when Martin Luther King was alive. And I forgot the founder person who I forgot his name. I know his name though. Any war with something like that. He the founder of the civil rights before Martin Luther King were, and they was signing of the Voting Rights Act in 1964. Yeah, and we should vote, but make sure you demand your vote, because make sure your vote every count who served to represent a representative for you, and that goes to every other people. If blacks want to stick with their own, that's fine. But don't hate another race. Don't hate whites. Hate them based on their actions and the cause they do. And I say the same thing, whites. If whites want to stick with their own, that's fine. But don't hate blacks. Hate for their actions, the things they do. Everybody got to take responsibility. If whites and blacks want to come together and love each other, that's fine. But they got to, as long as they respect each other, what their background, where they come from. But all this racist shit that people talk about, it's all bullshit. This whole thing, and people need to question this. People need to question why they slave black folks. Why? It's got to be a real reason why they did it. They did it because it had to be that blacks have to be the first. Maybe if it is or not. But you got to ask yourself, if whites were the first, how the hell blacks got in here? Because it started from the things they taught from the Bible, from the Mormons or whatever you want to call. I can't stand the Mormons because Mormons did not like black people because they thought black people was being a cursement of talk on to them. I mean, it was just making them look back, because how can you say you're a Christian but yet you hate another race? And that don't make no damn sense. But you've been discriminated. It don't make no sense. They put white people in two categories. You got the if you know the European the Caucasus people stock with animistic Mongols, and the racistly the clean whites is preferred to them as clean white is referred to them as dirty whites, meaning mixed with nigger blood. They will never say this, but you got to ask yourself. Same thing. There are black Europeans out here, okay? You would never hear some of my folks ever say this, because they figure that whites ain't gonna never accept them. Some will, some won't. It's just a hateful group when it ain't gonna accept you, because you don't fit the racial certain type. Same thing. There are blacks, these pro-blacks, whatever you call these black militant blacks. They won't even accept white folks because they don't fit the of their. What you call it, certain strong skinment tone, or to be black. You got to be darker. Just the only way to fit the racial narrative or to be a Caucasian red. I mean, got to be red dish or pale man. I mean, that is the dumbest shit I ever heard in my life. Whites and blacks are apart from each other since the beginning with. If you don't believe me, you need to go back to the Homo sapiens and the fucking Neanderthals. Where you think the goddamn Neanderthals come from? The fucking Homo sapiens. Where you think they come from? And that's near Valley. Death Valley, if you ask that. Better yet, they got a movie called The Queen of the Damned by Leah. And I forgot the other guy's name is. Please look at that, because there was a valley, the Death Valley. The reason why, because the Neanderthals went from extinction from 35 to 45 years ago, and there was no more Neanderthals after that. But I believe they still around to this day. White people got the Neanderthals and fiction racial stereotype. I mean, white people are the Neanderthals, racial the narrative got the blood vessel in them, and they pass it on, and somehow the black community got it. But they trying to say Africans. That's the only thing they focus on. They look at Africans do not got the Neanderthal DNA in them, and I thought that's bullshit. How the hell Ethiopians got there? Because Ethiopia got the Neanderthal, and matter of fact, they even said Ethiopian is part of the Aryan race. So what does that tell you? Because there are black kids who got blonde cakey hair, and blue, and they got some blacks who got blue eyes. If they mix with European ancestry somewhere, if they create whites or not. But you gotta wonder, is whites is the binos? Because if you look at that. If you put a white person in a bino, they look as close as alike. And the stuff that's going on, they killing binos over there in Africa and selling body part to make it a good station of good luck. And that show you right there, Africans, that make Africans look bad. But for some reason, just like it make Europeans look bad when Russians are attacking Africans, but yet Russia been discriminated just as much as everybody else when they take it off the. They take it off the property land from the Caucasoids. There were Caucasoids, and Russia went to war from each other. And so is Georgian as well. I mean, everybody knows what it's like being discriminated. Everybody went through it. I went through it from a racial incident from my neighbor, but I stand strong because people like that. That's just the way people is. And they, even though one of the my neighbor apologized, even though I was too upset at the time, but I had to forgive myself to accept their apology. Some people are raised like that. It's sad that we live in a color-ass system in society. This is why I can't get mad at white people. As much as I hate them for what they done, I look at their actions, what they do. Just like I tell whites, if you're going to hate us, you got to hate for our actions, what we do to y'all. But it's how we do to our own people, and then how they did their own people. And that goes to every ethnic group. But this shit has got to stop, because it gets on my damn nerves. It really is. Because how many more slave movies they got put out? I understand we need to know our history. I get that. They need to know who the civil rights movement was. The NAACP. Hate it or not, or love it or not, it was part of history. Just like they need to know who the Ku Klux Klan was. Just like they need to know who the Black Panther and Nation of Islam, all the rest. But if we're going to talk about racism, we better start talking about how it got started. We need to start focus on that. And that every other ethnic group got to do this. And they need to start telling their own people the truth and tell every other race the truth. Tell children the truth. That goes to elders. Because you don't want them to make the same mistake that you made. I'm sorry. They need to tell them what these racist slurs and where they come from and what it actually meant. I never call a white person a racial name in my life. And I ain't about to start. I'm not playing games with that. I'm not. I call them a stupid motherfucker, you idiot, or you a fool. Because I know it going to hurt them if I say something to them. Because that's like discriminate them because of their race. Just like I don't want them to say something racist towards me because discriminate because my race. You know different than me, and I know different than you. We're both human beings. We have the right to live and what to live. I don't owe you nothing. You don't owe me nothing. We owe each other as being humans. But it's sad that I blame. It's not them to blame. It's not us. It's this racial dynamic system that we're in, and because of that, and we need to challenge that, because if we don't, they're gonna repeat this deadly cycle, and I believe something bad is gonna happen in these past years. And I hope that something ain't trash is happened when that man is sitting in office right now. But something tells me in years to come, something just ain't right, because you notice that they put all these damn slave movies. Well, black people gonna have to stand there and risk their lives and fight. I'm sorry, and even if they have to put their hands on someone, because whites did it, Latinos did it, everybody did. Even Asians have to fight for their country and take the stand of rights. At least I gotta respect Ethiopians. They took their whole lives and fight for what they did. That's why they've been blessed from the Bible, because that's King Solomon wife Sheba. That's what that movie is. That movie was about. Sonoma, whatever her name is. Sanoma. Sanoma is basically named from Solomon's wife Sheba. It's a queen of Ethiopia. Look at that movie. Look at that title. You can't tell me that's not what that movie was about. With the Sanoma Bridge and all the stuff that's trying to fight the rights to vote and stuff like that. Martin Luther King was a good man. That man was the greatest leader that I ever saw in my life. I wish it would be 100 years like him, but I don't think it will never be. Malcolm X did things a lot, but he taught how to take a stand, make a stand. There are white kids right now look up to Hitler, even though he's full of shit. But there are white kids still look up to Hitler right now because his making a stand position and this a fashion statement opposing it. That's why they like Hitler so much, because he can manipulate the whole manipulation of people to make it believe that we were one stinkish of race, but not one stinkish of a whole entire racist group of people. People know your history, man. Understand this, because I gotta feel it that people get right back in the 60s. Because if it don't, we need to challenge it. Because if we don't, it's gonna over-challenge us to be our demise and be in the suspicion our despise. And all I can say about that, man, God bless. Keep doing what you're doing and keep the faith and trust and believe. All right, because one race gotta stick together. All races. And stick with the ignorant people that keep manipulate us and keep dividing us. We got to overconquer it all and not be disconnected and over divided cessation in which side we go on. We stick with our own in destiny, what side that we got to take to go on. All right. All right. It's your boy Domination. This is Back of the Base. The Juggler Deuce is how we do text, baby. Until next time. All right. All right. Peace of them out. And before I go, Alice Will, God bless you. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep the good faith and fight, and hopefully you make a pointization of yourself. All right, all right. And that's your boy Domination. That's Back at Basic. Until next time, and that's the topic we're talking about already. All right. Till next time. All right, all right. Peace and I'm out. All right, all right.